everybody. Welcome back to the TechZulu Penthouse here at Silicon Beach Fest. I am Amanda Coolong, your host, and I am now with Darren Marble from FilmBreak. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Okay. How is FilmBreak? What is FilmBreak up to these days?
Thank you. So FilmBreak, we are a data-driven marketing solution for filmmakers and studios. And the idea is simple. We want to help them to be able to actively build, engage, and really to identify the online audience for a film before it's released. And that's what we do.
So is it sort of like fitting within the crowdfunding space to some extent?
It's not fitting within the crowdfunding space. It's, before that even, there's this idea, let's talk about crowdfunding.
Yeah.
So a lot of the crowdfunding campaigns that are successful on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, it's because a filmmaker is tapping into a built-in audience.
So you help identify that audience before they start their crowdfunding campaign.
Before they potentially raise money, they can build their online audience very early on in the filmmaking life cycle, so that's one application. And the other is to build that audience before the film is released. And that's the biggest problem we solve is this notion that there's $2 billion spent annually by the collective film industry to market films, and that's a lot of money. The reason they're spending so much is they really don't know who the audience is for a film before it's released. So they'll spend a boatload of money, 48 hours before opening weekend, and it's just a broadly, poorly targeted barrage of ads that really doesn't target anybody specifically. So we want to help them figure out who is the audience for this film before it's released so they can optimize their marketing and target the people that actually would be interested in buying a ticket for the film.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense. And so how do you do it?
So here's how we do it. We first help the filmmaker to build their online audience, and fans sign up on FilmBreak. They're basically incented by getting access to exclusive content for that film. When they sign up for an account, we're authorizing to collect all of their Facebook data, and then we use that data to create what we call a taste profile of the audience for a particular film. So, imagine you're a filmmaker, you've got your feature film, it's a science fiction thriller, and we could tell you, for instance, if you just had a fan base of 500 people, the top 10 films your fan base likes in common, the top 10 TV shows, maybe they are fans of Jon Stewart and The Daily Show, they listen to NPR and they read TMZ. Those are very specific.
No, that wouldn't happen. I'm so sorry. If I listen to NPR, I am not reading TMZ. I think that data point is way off, Darren.
Sometimes you can be surprised. It's all about knowing the audience. You never know.
That's actually a really good point.
But that
still don't agree with you.
That's the type of data that we can provide to a filmmaker and studio, and we're finding it's very meaningful because generally filmmakers have a very broad sense of who the audience is. I met with a filmmaker yesterday. He's got a $30 million feature film starring Halle Berry, and I asked him, I said, who do you think the audience is for this film? He said, females. Well, there's a lot of females out there. But that's this typical mentality. It's just they think in broad categories, male, female, 18 to 30.
And they're guessing.
It's a lot of guesswork. And so we want to take the guesswork out of film marketing through the application of technology and social media and make it easier for them to build their audience and figure out who's into the film.
Well, it sounds like you're falling into that whole market, too, of analyzing big data and applying it to the film industry, which is great because there's no excuse, rather, why they shouldn't be doing this already. The plumbing, if you will, the infrastructure, that data exists, it's out there, and the ability to mine it is there now, too. So it sounds also like this is much more about this notion of push versus pull, where a consumer is pulling to themselves saying, this is what I'm interested in. I want this information. I want to be tied into this movie. And they're much more open to being marketed to that way than if you push something onto them.
That's exactly right. You get it.
See, I am the new spokesperson for FilmBreak.
I think we're going to bring you on as an advisor.
We can talk about that. I'm going to advise you not to use the NPR TMZ example. That's what I'm going to advise you.
You won't hear me talk about that. Those two going together again.
So who specifically, are there any big films that you're working with right now that you could talk about?
Sure. So next week we're going to bring on a big client, George Lopez, who is one of the most famous comedians in the world. And he's hiring FilmBreak to manage the social media marketing for his next feature film called Car Dogs, which stars himself, Octavia Spencer, and Lawrence Tate, maybe I didn't pronounce that right. and loves the idea of building audience through social and figuring out who that audience is. So that's going to be a good client for us, and we're kicking off that campaign literally in the next 2 weeks.
Congratulations. So it sounds then like you're also able to share a message with filmmakers that resonates as it relates to social and social analytics and whatnot. Seemed like a while ago they were a little bit behind. Would you say that they're catching up now to this whole idea and how it can be beneficial to them?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think what we're seeing is the independent filmmakers are always one step ahead of the curve. And when you talk about the curve, studios tend to be the laggards. And look, even some
big corporations, of course.
They're catching up, but I think we go to the independent filmmaker community and we see filmmakers that know how to crowdfund, they've raised money, they get it, we don't need to educate them. There's a little more education that takes place for a big six studio like a Disney or a Warner Brothers or a mini major or a talent agency. They know that there's a lot of disruption. They know some of their business models are being threatened. And in fact, they're investing in startups like ours as a way to hedge their bets against this transformation. But clearly the independent filmmakers are always ahead of the curve. And so the message there is definitely an easier sell for us because they already get it. They're on board.
And of course, we are very happy that FilmBreak is based in Los Angeles, where tech and entertainment come together, and this is the capital of content.
We love it. We are very proud and privileged to be working and building out of Santa Monica. We're based out of Cross Campus, which is just down the street from where we are now at Rock.
And they're coming to take us away. They are coming to take
Helicopters flying over. But no, we love it here. There's a renaissance happening. It's a special time, and I think 10 years we'll look back and feel like, wow, that was a really awesome time. This is really a unique moment, and so we're embracing it. We're excited to be a part of it, and we try to give back as well because somebody always is looking for help, and whether we're raising money, the next guy needs an investor too, and so it's really all about giving back. And you guys, of course, do a great job and serve an amazing purpose. And we're big fans of TechZulu and you personally, Amanda. So.
Aw, rubbing it on thick. If you want me to be an advisor, here we go. No, but seriously, we've been watching FilmBreak from the beginning, and you guys have grown. You're growing, and you're honing that message, and we're seeing all of these startups in Los Angeles grow and thrive and take off. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much.
And hello to Taylor.
Thank you. I'll let him know.
Everybody, this is Darren Marble over here with FilmBreak, and I am Amanda Coolong here live at the Silicon Beach Fest TechZulu Penthouse in Santa Monica.